This is the garden in July, second week of July. It's really nice. Things are green and filling out. This is the wildlife corner. I did some weeding, so there used to be a lot of poppies and stuff, but a lot of them have already gone to seed. And a few I've already just pulled out because they were spent and they were brown. I will show you around what's in here. But yesterday I planted this echinacea. It's a different kind that I already have. I got this gifted, and I also got this one gifted yesterday, and it's a really nice rose. It's really smelly, it's really red. I like the pop of color. It's my first rose in this garden actually, but it's not going to be the last, that's for sure. This is one of the echinaceas that I transplanted from that bed into this bed earlier this year. It's a lot different than the other echinacea. The form is different, the color is different, but it's still really nice. It's like a typical echinacea, I suppose. And I've got some of my lavenders here. They're quite old and they need to be deadheaded, and I have to cut them back, and I'm thinking about propagating some more. I haven't done any cuttings before, but I'm sure I can learn. This is a volunteer nasturtium. I like the nasturtium, but I don't like this color. Oh my god, sorry, I got scared by these bees. See, this place really attracts a lot of bees. In the mornings and the early evenings, it's buzzing, it's crazy. But this is the nasturtium. I don't like the color, but it is attracting a lot of bees, and it is one of those trap crops that attracts the aphids, so the aphids get distracted by this plant and not the other ones that you like. See, that was another bee there. This is comfrey. This is bocking 14, so it doesn't spread as much as normal comfrey. The flowers are starting to form. The bees are gonna love this. They already do. See a lot of bees on it. Forgot this one, what this was, but maybe I'll put the name up on the screen. It hasn't flowered yet. And in this area I've also dotted around some what is it called? It's a really nice, it's like a prawn plant. What is it called? I can't remember. But I've also been harvesting the seeds. So when the flowers are spent, maybe I can find them later, but I really like the color of the leaves. It's like green and then it turns into like a blue purple hue. It's really nice. Really pretty color. These are some achilleas, a white kind. This was my oyster plant, but it's not doing well. Maybe it doesn't like the area. Hopefully it will come back, I'm not sure. Maybe it will drop some seeds. I don't know if those are seeds or not. I've got some sedums, This is an agastache plant, a licorice plant. It's cute, but I think I should have gotten more because there's only one of them and it looks a bit lonely. That is a peony. It will take a few years for that to actually start blooming. Oh, and this is the seed of that plant from before. See those black ones? I think I will let these fall. I've been collecting them in other places, but I think I'll let these fall so they can self-seed next year. These are Marguerite Alaskas. So there's only one Marguerite here. It's like a little daisy type. Oh, I just put my hand in a spider web. There's another little Marguerite coming up. These bushed up quite nicely. They was a tiny when I first planted them in, but doing well. The pond area is still blank canvas. A self-seeded, a volunteer sunflower. It is massive. I'm not really a big fan of big sunflowers, but this started growing and I was just like, okay, I will let you grow. The birds love eating the seed heads in the autumn. These are columbine seed heads. I think I will just let them go to seed and drop, see what happens next year. And I've got some weeds there, some more lavender. And this is a volunteer peony poppy. It's quite cute, but very short. Last year, the volunteer peony poppies that I had were very, very tall, like my height. This one is, I would say, 40 centimeters tall or so. Got some more Achillea, but this is Queen Cerise, so the color is different, and I think this is also Queen Cerise because some of it is a bit darker, but some of it is also lighter here. There's another volunteer nasturtium in a very bright orange. More of the same over here. There's peony in that little bricked area, and this is like a cosmos as well that I planted. And that is the wildlife area. This was my original paprika capsicum bed. I have been gardening for a long time and I have failed at growing capsicums. But this year, I've done the best I've ever in my life. I could not grow them in Australia. I could not grow them the first year I moved here, but these are growing successfully. I got a lot of purple varieties because I was obsessed and enamored with the color last year, so I got a lot of dark. These are all sweet kinds, no chili types here. Oh, there's an ant. This one was called, I forgot the names, but I've written them down somewhere. I know this one is called elephant ear, and it's slowly turning. So you can see a blush happening there. And those, it's like a yellow to purple. This one is also turning a bit. This is a coral, it's a stuffing variety. And these ones as well. I know this also turns purple before ripening into red. But what a success, look at them. I'm so proud of myself. It's so beautiful. The aubergines are next door. I have 9 different varieties in here, and some of them, they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. I love eating aubergines. I love eggplants. So my eggs are doing very well this year. And this one, look, it's got a nose. And these ones, so I got a bunch of different types. So some of them are long, some of them are ball shaped. I got some Asian varieties, some mini varieties. That's a ball one, but they're doing really well. And I've already harvested. I've harvested 2 already. And that is a volunteer calendula. I believe this is modern midget, so it stays small, or an early eggplant variety. This bed is still blank. I put off clearing this out because there was a vole nest in here and I was kind of icked out by it. But we will clear this out. Either cover it, but I'm pretty sure I'll put something in there. But we have some Achillea in here as well. And still some echinacea there with, I don't know what kind of bug that is, like a shield bug or some sort. I'm gonna try and dig the rest of that echinacea out, put it somewhere else. These are my tomatoes, my main tomato bed this year. I've grown them differently, so up these supports. Hopefully it's a bit stronger than string, but I still do tie them up. So I did still tie them up to the stakes, train them up a bit. I have a lot of dark purple varieties this year. This is called black strawberry. Got some Rudbeckia in between. I planted them way too late, so they're very, very leggy. I've got a lot of different kinds of tomatoes, but yes, as you can see, a lot of like purplish. And this is Queen of the Night, I think. This is Queen of the Night. And a lot more to come. But this year, the season is very, very slow for me. I think maybe because I planted them too late, or a little bit later than usual. But gets plenty of sunlight, so they're very, very dark. I believe this is a cat-faced tomato. It's cat-faced on the bottom. And some bolted broccoli here that I probably won't eat myself. I'll probably give it to my daughter Baloo. She loves broccoli. These are my Egyptian walking onions. They're bulbing here. But the leaves don't look that great. And got some feverfew here. These are really sweet looking flowers. Look, they're very cheerful. I was supposed to use them as a cut flower, but they're very short, so I don't think so. Not as bushy as I thought it would be, but they're still really, really pretty. I pulled out all the garlics earlier this year, so there's used to be some garlics in between the parsnip rows. The parsnips should be ready by Christmas. I have lost a few to voles, so the voles did come and eat a few, but you can't really see too many gaps. This is the brassica bed. I think there's like 5 rows, and each row there's 3 plants, 3 different types. I believe that row was just a normal broccoli. I have harvested all the heads. I don't think you can see, but I harvested the main heads, and now we've got like little broccolini shoots on the side. I don't think everything was a success. I think this season was way too hot, so some have just bolted straight to seed. There we go, there's a cauliflower here. But covering it up with some netting was probably the best decision. We have a lot of pigeons at our allotment. There are a few guys here who house pigeons, and they let them out and they wreak havoc. So these are just rebar, 3-meter rebar. 3-meter rebar, and we've just bended them into hoop shape. And then there's some insect netting on top, and this is a really good insect netting because it really does stop cabbage white and pigeons from laying their eggs. My onions this year have different varieties. Each row is a different variety. Some definitely failed. That row is called Jumbo White Utah, and that is definitely not jumbo. They are like pearl onions, they're tiny. I've got some red onions. I guess this is not a red onion, but they've already flopped over. Some of them have already flopped over, and they're very tiny. It's a bit disappointing, but I will take what I can get. I love onions. And this is like a shallot variety type. It's like a very longish kind. My potatoes have flopped and have started dying back, so I will dig them out soon. I don't know if it was because I failed at growing them or they were ready, but I planted them out very late, so I'm not sure if I actually have any potatoes. I'm terrible at growing potatoes here, I don't know why. And I know they're very, very easy, but we will see the result in maybe another video, maybe not. And this area is completely weedy again. Should have covered it, but did not, so it's fine. It's acceptable. the greenhouse is a little bit different. I have some tomatoes. They're quite faily tomatoes, to tell you the truth. They had way too many suckers, and the suckers kind of stole all the energy from the main stem. It was only a few days ago that I removed the suckers. It was a mess. So they look terrible. I doubt I'll get any tomatoes, but I don't want to kill them yet. I feel a bit bad because it was my fault. And these are 20, no, I would say 15, 18 litre pots from Aloe. But this is just a determinate variety tomato, so this is doing quite well. Maybe I should just grow determinate varieties in here from now on. I have strung them up and stuff like that, but I needed help getting the shelf off, and that only happened earlier this week. The rest of the greenhouse is still quite a mess. I've got a stack of ute bags from a fountain statuary place that gave them away for free earlier this year. And it gets so hot in here now. Look, the highest was 49 degrees, so I'm not surprised that these got crispy. This is my fault. I did not plant them out. You get to that point when you're overwhelmed and you just don't have the time, or you don't want to find the time because you're just feeling overwhelmed. So those will likely not be planted out. That is a Spanish chili pepper. You can see some chilies there. I've got some eggplants, but I don't think eggplants do well in this greenhouse. It gets too dry, and then all the aphids and the spider mites, they flock to it. Don't like it. So I think eggplants in this greenhouse is not gonna work. I've got some more sweet peppers. What is that one? That is called blot. This one is fish pepper. I know this is a chili variety. It's grown really, really long, but not a lot of fruits. I don't think the fruits are forming, but it was the last seed I had, so I'm gonna just have to let it grow. Oh, and there is a spider web. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little dot there. It's not focusing, but that's a spider web. We've got some more peppers. These are a type called Violgo. They're not mini. They're not meant to be mini, but maybe it's the heat in here forcing them to be mini or something. But yes, I've got 4 eggplants in here, aubergines, and 2 of them are not bad. Those 2 are not too bad, but this one is really struggling, and the one in the back is really struggling. Peppers seem to like it, but the peppers itself, and they're not really big. And I do water these every day because pots dry out very quickly. The plum tree is absolutely laden with fruits, but they're not fully ripe. Sorry, they're not fully ripe yet. And still a bit sour. My mother-in-law came in yesterday to help us pick, but they were not fully ripe, so she only got a handful. She's going to come again later next week, and she's going to help us pick these. She wants to make some jams and stuff. Last year we harvested about 10 kilos and we made wine. It wasn't very successful, but at least we used them. But they are so plentiful, but so small. So we have no choice but to give them away or throw them out, which seems like a waste. So the plum tree is chockers this year. Underneath the plum tree is a bit of a mess. This area is a little bit of a mess. It's not too bad. I've got a few dropped plums. I will cardboard this area and wood chip this whole area, so it should keep it weed free for a while. The compost area, this is a hot compost bay. I'm gonna check the temperature. Oh, it's steaming. Oh, it's very hot. I can feel the heat radiating off it. I'm gonna check the temperature later. water butts, water tanks, and our grape. I need to learn how to prune and train a grape because it's a bit messy. See, these are grapes not being supported anywhere. But I'm super glad that we got the pergola project pretty much finished because there are so many vines, so many grapes, and it looks beautiful. Don't know if you can see that very clearly, but I feel like I'm in the med. It's so great. So this is the purple grape, and on the other side is the green grape. The green grape attracts a lot more birds than the purple grape. We didn't eat any of these last year because the birds just came and ate everything. But hopefully we will get some for ourselves this year. Instagram versus reality. This is the reality. Bags of stuff. I think there's some wood chips in here, some just like sand, dirt we didn't know where to put because we made a hole. And I don't know if I showed you, but was it last month our shed got broken into by someone, not sure who, obviously. One other garden in our allotment area complex got broken into, but nothing was stolen. So it's like they opened it, they saw, wow, this is boring stuff to steal, and then they left. So they ruined our lock for absolutely nothing. Nothing was stolen, nothing was touched because when it was broken into, there was literally no space to get in. It was like full of shit everywhere. But we did do a bit of a clean out, so it's a little bit more accessible than before. This is a whole roll of cardboard. One of our friends used to work at a furniture making place and they had lots and lots of cardboard, and he knows that we collect it for our garden, so he gave us this huge roll, which is something we're going to use probably to lay down over here before we put the wood chips down, which is very handy. Our pergola area is super cute. It's a really nice place to sit down. We get some chairs. The grapes shade us during the hottest parts of the day, which is really nice, but we are on the lookout for nice recliny chairs, but like foldable ones. This is a Meyer lemon. It really died, but I don't think it's a Meyer lemon anymore. I think it's gone back to the rootstock, to be honest, because the top part died and the top part didn't have thorns. But look now, these bits have thorns, so I don't know. Does anybody know lemons? This is my current state of the lemons. I don't know if you can hear that bell, but that's a canteen bell. If any of the gardeners here want to hang out and have a coffee and a tea, you go to the canteen when you hear that bell. But I never do because I'm antisocial and they all speak Dutch. And I can speak Dutch, but I don't want to speak Dutch to them. This is my apple tree that we moved last year or the year before. Really small. It's really cute. Don't know how big they get. I did thin out maybe like 2 or 3 because there were just too many on one little thing. Don't think it was probably necessary, but I really hate the form though. It looks really ugly, like this spidery looking. I don't like it, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is right now. And our neighbor, he has actually I'm not sure if it's a he anymore. That is a pear tree covered in hops. It's been overtaken by a hops plant. Unfortunately, our neighbor, he passed away last year. His kids have taken over the garden, but they have not come at all this year, so it's completely neglected. It's kind of sad. I hope they figure that out, because it'd be nice if someone actually wanted to garden there, not just abandon it like it is currently. This is a fail bed. I did not cover it, so the pigeons ate. Pigeons ate a lot. This row is perennial kale. This row was, I think it was a Brussels sprout. I'm assuming it's a Brussels sprout or something. As you can see, it's not going to Brussels any sprouts because it's like this, and these were K-lets. I don't think I'm gonna get any K-lets because this is the strongest one and it's tiny, and I put it in here like May. The pigeons just ate too much of the leaves. It got too weak, so I'll just leave it as it is, just so there's something in its bed. This is our strawberry cage that we made for our Mara de Bois and the Corona strawberries. The cage is really good keeping the birds out, but quite annoying to put back on and off because when we lift it, the strawberry plants fall out of the perimeter and we have to kind of push them in underneath. And I really need to thin out the plants as well because there's way too many plants is bad. It needs some airflow and all that. And plus I know there's voles living in here. I saw a few vole holes when we were harvesting a few months ago. The season has been so hot, all my lettuces and stuff have bolted, so that have been taken out. So there's some kohlrabi in there, and then there's some chard, different coloured chard. It needs a bit of a weed. I'm going to put maybe some more brassicas underneath once my seedlings get a bit bigger. Some echinacea. They're very tiny this year. Last year I would say they were about this high, but this year they're tiny. I'm not sure why. Don't know what happened. This is a strawberry bed. Nothing to show, there's no strawberries. All the birds ate them, which I don't mind. Needs a bit of a mulch and a fertilizer. These lettuces we were gifted from a neighbour, an allotment neighbour. We only planted them about 3 weeks ago. They grew very, very fast, and then they bolted very fast because the heat right now in the Netherlands has been unseasonably warm. But I think that's just normal now because of global warming. The rest of the bed is empty. I'll take the rest out soon, but for now just leave it. And this was a Volunteer Brisa Maxima. Next door, more tomatoes or tomatoes. These are more cherry types. I think this is a sun gold. And we've got some Rudbeckia in between. Also some cosmos, you can see that. Also using this trellisy system. And this, I don't know what tomato this is, but it's really ugly on the bottom. And it stunted the whole plant, but it's fine. And the rest of the tomatoes. This is an everything bed. We've got some sweet peppers, more sweet peppers. There's some eggplants dotted in between. This is a tomatillo. If you can see the little bells right here. It will be a few more months until they're fully ripe and they start dropping. It's quite big. There's a bumblebee right there pollinating. And these are some beans as well. It got so hot that the leaves got burned, but they should be fine. And here is another Rudbeckia, and I have a sage here, and lots of weeds. Another eggplant paprika bed. I went crazy with the seeds, can you tell? Especially with eggplants and sweet peppers. That's a ball one. This is another one of those dark ones. I've got some cosmos. It's the same plant. So this is pink, and here it's pink stripy. It's actually peppermint, so it should look like this, but some of them look like just one color. This is also a peppermint cosmos. So yes. This is a padron pepper. so it's spicy. And this is a Spanish pepper, which is also spicy. And these are so little. Look. It's so small and thin. Oops, sorry, didn't know I was filming. So thin. And this one is a ball. And this is an elephant ear. Also turning. It's going to turn to a red. And this one is a purple one. This area, Dahlia City. That row here, dahlias. This area, this bed, dahlias. This bed, dahlias. I believe I have 29 varieties. Here, all of this area is 29. Last year I had put them in this row, in this area, but it was a bit too shady, and I had a big problem with crown rot. Like a lot of the dahlias I had to throw out because the crowns were rotting. I'm not sure if it was the soil here or something else, but I decided not to put them here, and it's been empty because I don't know what else to put in here. These are some cosmos that really need planting out. I believe this is Rubenza, which is a really nice red type. Oop. And this one is not sure, but looks disgusting. There's an ant in there. Is that a aphid? Yeah, I've got some aphids here. This is my green gauge plum, and I have some columbines that need planting out in as well. In the front dahlia bed, I did put some cosmos. This is cupcake cosmos. You can kind of see the cupcake shape. There is some self-seeded calendulas here. Really cute. I need to maybe either dry these or deadhead them. Not sure what to do yet. And oh, this here is beautiful cupcake. I don't want to cut it because there's only one. What am I going to do with one cutting of a cupcake? It's beautiful. Look at that form. It's really, really nice. And that was the tour in July. August, hopefully, we'll make another one as well. But I am going to weed this area now. Bye!